Morning. My name is Jessica McGovern. I'm a speech language pathologist working with WIHD as an augmentative communication specialist. This month we're having is a AAC Awareness Month. We're running a series of webinars about different AAC devices, and today I'll be talking about Grid 3. Grid 3 is designed to work with the grid pad, but can also work with other devices that meet requirements for storage and software. It's appropriate for a variety of ages and abilities. It has a variety of grid pages, including core vocabulary pages, a variety of symbol sets that build on each other. There's games for training skills, text talkers. It has a lot. There's a variety of symbol options. So if your user is already used to using a set of images such as widget symbols, symbol sticks, or picture communication symbols, you can change those around on the device. You can back up using Dropbox and iCloud. The grid pad with grid starts around $5,000, and the grid for Windows is around $850. There's a free 60-day trial available through the website. And then separately, there's Grid for iPad. And this is a little slightly different than the Grid 3. And I'll mention some of the differences as we go through the presentation. Grid for iPad supports any iPad, is supported on any iPad running iOS 11 or above. And there's either a monthly subscription or a one-time price. And you can also get a free 30-day trial of Grid for iPad. There's robust access options. You can access through touch, through switch, joystick, eye gaze, or pointer. The eye gaze and pointer are not available on the Grid for iPad, but all are available on Grid 3 and the grid pad. There are many options for vocabulary. There's Super Core, which is designed for users just starting out exploring symbol communication. It's a comprehensive core vocabulary board with activity-specific language, and you can either choose to have the child vocabulary set or a teen adult vocabulary set. There's Symbol Talkers A through D, which is topic and category-based 4-step system, building from Symbol Talker A and getting more complex as you work through the levels. The company calls it a communication pathway. So as the user becomes more familiar with AAC and using the device and needs more vocabulary, they can move up systematically, and it's very intuitive. There's Beeline, which is for relatively good language, people with relatively good language skills, and it's single word or short common phrases that are used with high frequency, and it's a rigid structure. So the user can generate sentences and it becomes really fast because they use motor planning in the Beeline vocabulary set. And there's Vocabulary for Life, aimed at young adults who have experience with low and high tech AAC. So there's a lot of core vocabulary, but there's also context specific pre-stored messages for the bank, for eating out, for personal safety. That's really for being out in the community and makes communication in that way very easy. There's Text Talker, which is text to speech, and that includes chat history. You're able to switch conversations, word completion, word prediction. So within the grids, there's a lot of different options also. Each grid layout varies a little bit and they build upon each other. This is an example of this image from Symbol Talker C. So you can see that there's a message window, there's sentence starters and core vocabulary words in green. The word lists and category lists are in white, and those pages expand to give you access to more vocabulary. And then there's command cells in red. So again, they vary by grid set, but they have those features. They're all categorically organized. So Super Core 50, as you see in the first image, has a lot of core vocabulary word. They have extension words at the core words at the bottom. If you click questions, actions are described, but then they also have these topic pages in the teal that have core words, but also fringe vocabulary. And the vocabulary on these topic pages are organized semantically. So it makes it very easy or intuitive to find the vocabulary. For example, on the vehicles page, all the water vehicles are grouped together, or all the vehicles that fly are grouped together. So you're not hunting within the pages. And again, the symbol talkers are categorically organized also. There are the topic pages. This is an example of the clothing topic page. So you have the sentence starters in green, and then you have the vocabulary that you may need in white. There's more if you click more. And as I said before, this is Symbol Talker B, so Symbol Talker C would even have more robust options. The language system has many features. We touched on the symbol communication and the text communication. There's also interactive learning boards, and that includes visual scenes and games to help new users learn how to use AAC. So there's cause and effect boards and games, there's choice making games, and they're really similar. They feel like video games. They're a lot of fun. There's a lot of accessible apps, which we'll be touching on next. There's message banking, smart grammar to help make grammatically correct sentences. You can save your chat history so you can easily reference and go back to say frequent sentences or phrases that you use. There's a swift type prediction, which helps users who only have access to a small number of cells on the screen, but still gives them access to that robust language system. There's remote editing, which we'll talk about later also. And then there's access to online grids that you can download and add to your device. So here are some of the examples, like we just mentioned, that there's additional apps and devices that Grid 3 can control. So there's Amazon Echo, Skype, Facebook, YouTube, also can communicate via text message or email using your Grid 3 device. And you can connect to any device with infrared and radio technology. So you can control your television in your home, your lights, your fan, any of the smart features in your home, it gives you access to. One of the things I love about Grid is that you can edit in the app, but also edit remotely via a different device or on a Windows PC. So this makes it super easy for professionals and families to collaborate without having to take the device away from the user to edit. The editing is fairly simple. You can click the menu button, which is those 3 dots in the right-hand corner. It's circled in blue. And then it comes up with the menu, click edit grids. You're able to move cells, resize, add, change the writing or pictures. As you see here, you can change any of the styles. This is what the editing page looks like. You would click the cell you want to edit by clicking the little blue 3 lines. And you can change, like I said before, the images, change the label, change what's said, or you can create a new cell on a new board, design your own. And again, you can pick what it says, but also if you want it leading to another page, you can do that all here. And again, you can do this on the actual device or any other Windows device or device that has the application, as long as you have an account and are linked to the user's system. To have an account, you don't need to have the Grid device. You don't need to have an account. You could start with the free trial. And then once the free trial ends, if you're only an editor, you don't get charged the monthly subscription or the one-time charge. You can have an account without having the actual system. I know a lot of people have users that might go in and edit or change around the grid on not needing to or when you don't want them to. And on grid 3, there are options to hide the menu bar, which should prevent access to edit mode and help deter minimizing the grid app if you don't want them getting into the other features. And that's just by going to menu, then settings, then startup. And you can return to the menu bar by pressing the 2 corners or by pressing F12. Also on the iPad, you can use guided access. You start guided access in your general iPad settings, going to accessibility, guided access, turning on the guided access. So that will lock you in the app, but also guided access can allow you to restrict certain areas of the screen. So you can, as you see in the image, I circled the menu bar. So essentially disabling the edit features. Word Finder and search is also under menu. So if you click the menu, you click find word, you type in what word you want to find, and Grid will lay out the steps. So if you want to find the color red, it will show you where, go to the home, go to colors, and click red. And there's also an option for you to click show me, and Grid will take you through the steps and highlight which buttons to press step by step, making it easy for you to find and remember the pathway to get to that vocab. So backup is also super easy. You connect your SmartBox Grid 3 account to Dropbox, and when they're connected, it can automatically back up the device, or you can manually back it up by going to settings and backup, restore, or delete, and you just click backup, and it will manually back up the device. There's a lot of resources on thinksmartbox.com. The links to the manuals or software and for each grid option, really in detailed directions to help you walk through anything. There's options to get the trial devices, questions about funding a device. There's a lot of information there. The customer service is really great, and you can message them. They have like a chat box. So any really specific detailed questions, that's a great resource. And I just want to remind you that this is a series. So next week we have a presentation on LAMP. Touch Chat is later in the month, as Cough Drop, Proacquia Go, and Go Talk Now. Please join us. We'd love to see you at all of them. I'm going to stop the share so I can answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for coming.